do our 5th day of medicine. Hold on, I'm making an adjustment. Okay. So, I know I was supposed to come on this morning, but I was having too much fun talking to someone, talking to a friend on the phone. We were drinking our cacao together and talking some wonderful things about our upgrades, things that have been happening. So I like how, when you have like minded people in your world and you can sit and chit chat and talk about and do some comparisons. I really enjoy that because then it makes you look like, okay, I'm right on track. I'm getting some things that are coming right out in the space of everything. So I'm not going to be on here a long time because I have to do a medicine bath because of the codes that came in 3 something this morning. Well, let me put it to you this way. Kitty kitty, I was very, how do I put this? I was restless last night. Couldn't get comfortable. I was trying to get comfortable, couldn't get comfortable. It was like I put pillows up. I was trying to put things a certain way, and I was massaging my neck and releasing. And I'm like, okay, I know I got a little bit more left in there. And I just kept trying to get comfortable, and I couldn't get comfortable. So it's funny, Kitty Kitty comes in, and Kitty would climb up on top of me, put her paws out, as if to say, what the hell's wrong with you? Get your ass comfortable. I'm trying to sleep, but you keep moving around. Lay your ass still. So then I finally get still, get still. And then when she hears me going into sleep mode, she'll hear that soft snoring sound. And then she gets up, tiptoes off, goes and lays on the edge of the bed, and she does her sphinxing, looking around, then she finally goes to sleep. Then I'll start moving around again. I started moving around, and she perks her head up and said, what the hell's wrong now? So she comes back over. And she lays down on top of me, like, lay your ass down. What the hell's wrong with you? Get it together. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Kitty. I just can't get myself comfortable. I don't know what's going on. And she goes, it's the energy. I feel it. You feel it. We all feel it. Lay your ass down. So I lay down. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm comfortable now. So she's just laying out. Goes to the end of the bed. And then I start up again. She did this 5 times. And then finally on the 5th time, she said, I'm just going to lay here on top of you till I make sure your ass is really out. Because I don't know what's going on with your human body, but you need to get it together. I got fur all over me, and I'm a lot hotter than you, so what the hell's going on with you? What's your excuse? So I would just lay there. So one of my beautiful activations came through, and I said, oh, wow. And so I just started doing it in the air and working with the spiral light, and I started doing these beautiful helixes. And she's watching and she's looking. She watches it come down. She's watching and she's looking and she's watching it come down. And then finally she goes, meow, meow. And I go, what? I put my hand on her, and she's like, and I said, feels good, doesn't it? She goes, yeah, I like that. I said, so do I. She goes, okay, that feels good. Use it on yourself. Go to sleep. So I went to sleep finally after trying to get myself situated. For some reason, I just could not get comfortable no matter what I was doing. And finally, I get comfortable and I go to sleep. I wake up somewhere around 5:30 in the morning, and I am just saturated. Water, saturation, sweat. I'm just like, holy cow. And Kitty Kitty is ready to tiptoe out and go do water and eat food and what have you. So I was just like, wow, what the heck happened? Everything was, I had to take things off and set it off to the side. And I was like, wow, I go into water world? What the heck? So lots going on. The yesterday, there's medicine, trust me. I'm sitting watching a movie, and it was on YouTube, and I was watching Tarot, that movie. I said, oh, let me watch this crazy movie. So I said, I just want to see what info is in it that's hidden. I want to see what it is. So I'm watching it, and I was like, oh wow, okay, so handmade tarot cards that were bind to this lady, and she did a ritual that bind it because of the fact that her daughter was killed, I guess taken from her. And so she did revenge on the town that did this, the men that were involved, and the countrymen people. You know how it goes. They hunt a witch and they always want to kill the witch and all this bull crap. All because of the fact that every time she would do this read for this, I think he was a king or some kind of couple. They had a child. They were married, and for whatever reason, he wanted to make sure everything was going to go fine. But the reading kept saying that the child and the wife was not going to live. They weren't going to make it through. She wasn't going to make it through the birth, and neither was the child. So he kept saying, I need you to give me a different reading. I need you to give me a different reading. She says, no, this is what the cards are saying. I can't change it. So when it came time for the baby to be born, the child and the mother passed away. And so the man got upset about it and said, well, you're a witch. You've been, isn't that how it always happens? You know, you go out to go do something. They come to you for the reading. You give the reading. It doesn't come out the way they want it to. So they get all upset about it. Then the next thing you know, they're labeling you and doing the witch hunt on you, and then the next thing you know, they're drowning you, they're stoning you, they're hanging you, they're doing all this crazy stuff to you because now they can't accept the fact that the cards had the fate already lined out. You gave them the reading, you told them what it was, but they didn't like it, so now they want to just get rid of you and label you the witch. So that's what they did. So she did that ritual and bind herself to these cards and left these cards in a box. And I was like, oh, okay. So she's got it all in a box. But her soul was never at rest because she was doing the revenge of anybody who finds that box, opens up those cards and do the reading, they are going to meet their fate. So each one, rather if it was the fool or the hangman or the death card, whatever it was, that's how each person was going to experience their fate. So it was a really interesting movie. It's kind of funny, had a little laughter to it, and but you can see it set up how it's going, and you're like, oh. And here's the thing. So many of us, you get the first notification in your body that says, I shouldn't do this. Okay, the young lady says to herself, I shouldn't use somebody else's cards. I shouldn't do this reading. Okay, she said it twice. Shouldn't be doing this. And then everyone's saying, oh, well, because it's my birthday and I want to have a reading. Come on, do it. Okay, so then she goes ahead and does the reading. And I'm like, see, you should listen to the first thing. First thing told you not to do it. And then you knew the second time, but you went ahead and did it. So now you activated it. So as I'm sitting watching a movie, on my cell phone, I heard this tone. Now, nobody was chiming in. Nobody was leaving a message. Nothing was sent to me. I heard a certain tone. And it was like, dee. And I go, what the hell is that? And I'm looking around. I'm like, Where the hell did that come from? And my team says, your phone. I go. So I look at my phone and I'm like, okay, did someone send me an email? Someone send me a text or something? I'm looking at it. I don't see nothing. I said, no, that's the frequency. I said, oh, that's the zapping. I said, yeah, that's how they're doing it. I said, oh, all right, to them. So I just took my phone, I turned it off, reset it, recharged it, set it on some selenite and black tourmaline, and that totally neutralizes your phone. So your phone's not zapping you or radiating you or whatever. So after I hear that, I'm sitting there and I'm watching a movie. I feel this like shaking, but I'm like, is that an earthquake? I don't see anything shaking. Nothing. The water's not moving. Nothing's moving. I'm like, okay, what is that? And then all of a sudden I feel this, like the room literally went ripple, shifted to a different time energy. And I go, what the hell was that? Totally felt it. After it happened, I was like feeling kind of displaced energetically. I was like, what the heck is that feeling? It was like a ripple, like something rippled through time, like energy came through and it went. I was like, holy crap. And I'm glad my friend that I was talking to this morning, I was telling her about it. She says, that happened to you last time when you were in the car. You were driving. I said, yes, same effect, the same ripple effect. So then this morning when I wake up, I see this article that comes across my phone. It said, Earth got hit by a big solar protonic light of energy that warped the the like the dome or the firmament. It warped Earth. It warped it. And I said, warped time. Why would you use that word, warp? Okay. So I said, okay, validation. Then I was going through and I see on Donut, he had a picture on his thumbnail about the Eiffel Tower in Paris going down. There was some kind of threat or something that happened there. Now, through the Cosmic Grandmothers, they had already talked about this channeling last week sometime, about certain structures that needed to come down because they're old technology. And those old technologies radiate certain vibrations and frequencies to control the masses. And they make them look really nice and cute, but they're there to do certain things. Okay, even the Statue of Liberty is another one that has to kind of like be dismantled because it has old technology in it. And then there was talk about if you can go up into the crown, if you were able to go up into the crown and look down when you do the tour of it. And then there's someone that says the Mandela effect is that never happened. And said that bull crap. I know people who went up into the crown and was able to look down. So all of these structures from the messages I got last night after getting the upgrade are all about how they're doing things right in front of us as a part of the reset, and they're shifting it. So when it actually all falls into place, it'll be this final swoop of energy switching over, and then they can come back and say, oh, it's part of this. Yeah, this used to exist, this used to exist, but something happened and it doesn't exist anymore on this timeline because of the shifting. We're moving into different timelines. Now, each individual is experiencing a different timeline, a different energy. And shared this before, how everyone is shifting, moving through different timelines. I want you to think about the movie The Cube, okay? The Cube, or the movie called The Sound of Thunder, okay? That movie right there shows you the shifting of timelines, okay? Sound of Thunder or The Cube. Now, the cube is all about the rotation that these individuals are in, the shifting different awareness of time where they can get something to get out of it, but they never really shift or get out of it, okay? It's always this constant shifting. You're trying to get caught up. You're trying to get caught up to it, okay? So just a lot of things that are happening. I am going to be sharing with you the download that was received to see if you feel it. I shared it with my friend this morning, and she loved it. She says, "Oh my God." I said, "Do you feel that? Do you feel it? Do you feel how it came in?" She's like, "Oh my gosh." And I said, now, we have a very unique connection. We really do. And we're still putting it together to find out what our connections are. But this is a time that everybody needs to really pay attention who you're getting in contact with, because this more than likely a star family member from a star system or planet that you used to be on together. And whatever your tasks were together, whatever your mission was, is coming into fruition in this timeline. It's kind of like we're taking care of business. We're going to wrap that up. Hi, lovely. We're taking care of business, okay? So I will be, there's going to be further teachings with the practitioners of Spiral Light. They will get the full-on imprinted version of this, because they are the practitioners and the anchors of the Spiral Light. But I can share the energy through the mitochondria and the DNA. How did everybody feel about that mitochondria activational work yesterday? Did you feel it? How did you feel afterwards? How did you feel? That's probably why I couldn't sleep really well, because my mitochondria was all like, because I was feeling like energized. Valerian didn't knock me out. Melatonin didn't knock me out. I was like, what the hell's going on? It's probably what was doing it, the mitochondria. Okay, so we're going to talk about this real quick and go into the prayer and going through an activation. So get yourself ready and make sure you have water. Yes, it was good. Hot, didn't sleep well either. Okay, there we go. Thank you, sister, for bringing that in. Okay, so now there's the validation. There's the validation. So you got to remember, when we talk to ourselves and we go in there and start talking to the RNA, the DNA, we start talking to the protons and electrons, the Gouli bodies, the plasmic crystal bodies of the cells, and then we go in and we talk to the battery operator of the cell. Operator is going to be the mitochondria. It's going to shoot off that energy of the ATP into the Krebs cycle and get that all going through the cells. We're talking about when you connect with that, you're zeroing in and lighting yourself up. You're taking that plasmic crystalline process and you're talking to it and you're accessing it in a very divine way, where you're doing it yourself and you're feeling it coming online. Yes, very, very hot last night. It was very weird. It had cool air and everything coming down on me, but still I was hot. I was like, dang. So I didn't put it all together that it was my mitochondria going, but it's like, wow, feeling very energetic. But we got to talk about this other movie show that I'm also watching that's on AMC. It's called Dominic's Day. I think Dominic's Day. It's Really interesting. Okay, red electric moon. I activate in order to purify bonding flow. Bonding flow. Okay, I seal the process of universal water. There it is, universal water. With the electric tone of service, I am guided by the power of space, the red, the mercury, the root, da 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 da, and gateway. Okay, so now we're going to go down to the message. Initiation brings a change of focus of your mental vision so that a higher harmony may manifest. Yes. So let's talk about something. This is going to be working on the mental spirits of the four, which is back here, and second dimensions, the cosmic ascension, and higher mind. Okay, so you have here and here, these two right here being activated. Now, one of the messages that came in was we are receiving codes from, yes, lots of purging. Yes, we are receiving codes from the stars. From, if you live on the West Coast and there's fires going on and you're over here, you're receiving codes from the standing ones, the trees, because they're releasing their codes into the air, into the ethers, and those codes are going to find their ways to the ones who've done a lot of their work, who are here for the highest good of humanity and a part of the shifting here on Mother Earth. So don't be surprised if you find yourself really taking in tree medicine. You feeling the need. Like, I had to go get some, where is it? Some cedar wood. I was like, I have to get some cedarwood oil. Bought a brand new bottle of cedarwood oil. Had to have it. I have some, but I had to get another bottle. And so the cedar is very sacred to a lot of indigenous medicine, especially sun dancers. We love cedar. Love cedar. I love cedar. I love the smell of it. And it's very cleansing and it's very grounding. It puts us in that state of clear space and clarity, union with source, with great spirit. It puts us in that space. So we're receiving these codes as well as the sun codes. And then if you're around the water, you're receiving the water codes. So there's a lot of coding going on right now. So, which is why when you are out in the day and you're feeling these codes coming in, you feel kind of bombarded by a lot of energy that's hitting you. And then your body starts, when the codes come in, remember I'm saying if you got that scar tissue stuff going on and those scars have to come out of the body, it's going to hit up against that. And it's literally saying, I'm new coded energy. I'm bringing in regeneration. I'm helping to uplift the divine blueprint of this individual. Whatever is here, right here, has to shift. So then you're going to be going through the purging. Yes, the purging, the sweating, the heat, the soreness, the I gotta lay the hell down. I don't have an idea what I want to eat, but I know I gotta eat something. You might even do something crazy like this. You might eat a whole bunch of protein in one day, and then the next day you're eating a whole bunch of carbs. Really weird stuff. Like you're doing this craziness. Yes, hip flexors, lower backs, snap, snap, crack, cracks. The hips, especially for the women, because if you look at thank you, our womb, the root of self is the bowl. Our hips, the root, all of that is the bowl. It's the womb. It is the holding. It is the this is the word, the conjuring of one's power resides in the bowl of self. So all of us, thank you, when we look at our hips and we look at our bellies and we look at the womb, this is our place that we are holding that center of power, okay? Holding that womb of water. This is how Sister and I this morning when we were talking, the Dante, holding the power and the essence energy in the Dante itself. So this energy is really being cultivated in the hips area, in the buttocks area. It's that true essence, that roundingness of the bowl effect, the womb effect in the Dante, the power, the surging that's coming through there, that is really bringing it in. And you know what? Priestess Aset says it best. Men cannot get into that connection to the divine source without us as the women as the key to that, because we are considered sacred and holy beings. We bring in life, cultivate life through this womb, and therefore we access that energy that helps others to unite into that source energy. So that makes sense about moving out sick scar tissue, which explains why my head has been hurting. I've had a concussion. Yes, concussions. Think about that. If you've hit your head, you have scar tissue there that has been binding up your ability to have clarity, to have clear sense of seeing and connection, to really be able to see that tissue has to come out. That has to move out of that space so that you can receive that info. So it's on. It's from this point on, it's just going to be a lot of energy coming in, a lot of really, you kind of, when you feel it, you're kind of trying to tap into what the hell's going on. And then as soon as you tap into the feel of it, then you get the energy of it and you're like, oh, okay, that's what this is. Have conversations with the self, your higher self. Ask the questions. What is this I'm feeling? What is this? Ask your higher self to tell you. Okay? Because the lower self ain't going to say nothing to you. If it's a lower vibrational energy that's in your space, it's not going to tell you anything. It's not going to say anything. Your higher self will communicate with you and will tell you, this is what you're feeling. Da 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 da. At nighttime, have the conversation of what is going on. What is going on. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and get our prayers in. And I'm going to talk about that movie after we do this prayers. And we're going to go ahead and go into the new download. And we're going to anchor this in with that prosperity and abundance. And is interweaving it, the codes, into your auric field so that you have new energy magnification within the codes that lights up the new connection vibration to your wealth, to your money. It's kind of like jumping off of the energy that was binding us to the old spell of 9 to 5. There's a lot that comes with that. Okay? There's a lot that comes with when you sign your name on an employee record to take on a position somewhere, of that contract that governs what amount of money you're going to be paid, how you're going to get that. Think about all of this is going to upset some of you. All the contracts that you've signed about the amount of money that you will make from a position. And think about where those papers are stored and where they're kept. So if you traded out of a job, say like in 1 year you hop from 2 different jobs, that's 2 different contracts of money anchored, spelled, belief. Okay, until you physically don't sign a contract with corporations of getting that money from those corporations, okay? But you step into making your own sovereign money or currency. Thank you. Currency. Because the way we see money, we have to break away from the old spell of money. Okay? Hi, lovely. We got to break away from the old money. We have to get used to saying currency because currency is changing into many different types of currency that we're moving into. Okay? So I want you to really think about when you do your prayers that you're moving yourself out of the old setting belief of scarcity, of lack, prosperity issues, or abundant issues linked to old beliefs. Okay, linked to old mother, father, generational, ancestral beliefs. And that we are now moving into the new currency. Currency, that's the word. Currency is like electricity, is movement, is creating, is movement, is flowing, moving into a currency, okay, of abundance and prosperity. That's it. That's all you got to say. I'm moving into a new currency of abundance and prosperity. I prosper well from this. And as a higher consciousness, everyone else prospers well. May all new, thank you, may all new currency flow for all those who seek new currency in their life. New currency of abundance, new currency of prosperity. May it all now flow for everyone. Wow, this is amazing. Call back my power from the money and the love today. Yes, this is also at this end that any contract where you sign on an employment and even for unemployment money, because that's also limited amount that you will receive. Okay? Void those out and say, I'm not consenting to those timelines. Those timelines are now voided, transmuted. Okay? Just by bringing awareness when I start that. Okay? So take a deep breath in, inhale, exhale out. Set your mind to break free of the old job contracts, old applications, old positions of agreements of money, and move yourself out of that timeline. Transmute the timeline simply by saying, I no longer consent to those timelines of old application, job applications, unemployment, I now ask for transmutation, clearing of these timelines. Taking a deep breath, inhale in, exhale it out. And just see those energy timelines wherever they may be anchored into your body. Might be a feeling, might be mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And just know all the hooks and cords to those areas are being cleared and neutralized, transmuted across all dimensional timelines 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th dimensional timelines. Take a deep breath in, inhale in, exhale it out. Feel like clearing all the way down into the Dantiya self, all the way down through every part of your being. Feel that clearing that releasing, that purging of the old. Let it all be purged through the mother, father cells, through the generation and ancestral cells. Breathe, inhale, exhale it out. Let it all be released. All the way down to your earth star, into your water star, into every cellular part of your being. You no longer consent to the old applications of the 9-to-5 jobs. You no longer consent to the energies of the struggles, just getting by, the old anchored money belief, the old spells. We no longer consent to those old spells, timelines. We now take our power back and quantum leap into the new timelines of currency. Take a deep breath here. Inhale in. See the beautiful essence color of sapphire blue. Anchoring into that sapphire blue. See that beautiful diamond white light coming in with that. See the beautiful yellow that will illuminate all that you see. Breathe. Opens up the roads, opens up new doors and opportunities of creativity and inspiration. Breathe that in. Breathe. Now take a deep breath in, and right above you, you will see the beautiful helix of a DNA code. Just see that. And just allow that energy to just flow. As that activation comes through, feel that activation, receive that activation of the currency helix. New abundance, new prosperity, timelines, new activation within the codes of self. Breathe. Breathe that in. Feel that into the core of the heart as it drops down into the Dante, down into the root of self. As it moves down into the earth star, into the water star, and back up to water star, into the earth star, all the way back up to the soul star, spirit, universal, galactic, and into divine gateway of source. Activated through the crystalline, anchoring it into the RNA and DNA, mitochondria of every cell. Breathe that in, inhale. Activate transmission. Magnetize, amplify, finally align. When you are ready, take your shell and your water and activate your divine Heka, your prayers. And when you are ready, give your thanks, give your gratitude. And add your water into your container. Okay, is everyone back? Everyone in their space? Some of you are just now finishing. Okay. Okay, is everyone good? If you're good, just put an 8. Type the number 8. Okay, Donna's good. Shay's good. Marty's good. I like doing this because it shows me who's in the house. Because it'll stop. Come on. You got it. You know what? If you don't know me by now, come on now, peoples. You're just sitting off on the sideline just watching. Of course you are. All right. So, I'm going to wrap it up with this. Did you feel that helix energy? Did you feel that? Put another 8 if you felt it. I like it when I do certain things, say certain things, all of a sudden the numbers start changing. So funny. You NPCs are funny. Good. Great. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Excellent. Okay, so for the settlers, the ones that are in the background, I just get great pleasure out of that. I don't know why. I don't know. Anyway, the show that I thought was very interesting how they made this show. And it's on AMC and it's called Dominic Day. Yeah. And somehow it's about this young lady who has these gifts. She's like a witch, but she doesn't know what she really is. Okay? She doesn't know what she really is. And I find it really interesting that in this year, a lot of occult stuff is coming up. You know, you have the movies about the tarot, you have the movies about the witchery, all of this witchery, the taboo, scary things supposedly are coming up. Okay. And I find it really interesting because there is a shadow side to that when they come up. There's the energy of the religion that like wants to come and dance with it and still hold the same thing. And practical magic says it best. When the daughter was no, when the mother the when I should say what's her name was going into the shop and her daughters were having a fight with the younger girls or the kids, school kids, and they were out there, yeah, yeah, you're a witch, you're a witch, you know, saying all that. And it was like you would think after 300 or 800 something years they would come up with something better to chant. That's the way she said it. I said they still chant the same old stuff, you know. And I said that's so true all the way across. So in this show, it's very interesting. She's either a succubus or something. She absorbs people's life force, and she does it through kissing the guys, but she only goes through a dating app. She has to get the guys where she goes through a dating app and she kisses them and she's pulling their life force and it helps to rejuvenate her body. And I said, gee, where have we seen that before? Taking life force energy, and it stops her from aging. And she looks young. She's got a glow. Everybody always talks about, oh wow, you got your glow. You got a really glow. Yeah. She's taking people's energy. Okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching this show and I'm like, wow. So then it gets even more intense because then you see the two elder spirits that get conjured in for advice. They come in and they know what she is. They want to see this young lady in person, these spirits. So one looks like Papa Legba, and I'm not really sure who the woman is supposed to be. Maybe she's supposed to be Marie Laveau. I'm not sure, but they come together as a couple. So I was kind of like trying to see where they get this line. It kind of feels a little bit of, when I see it, it feels very New Orleans energy behind the writing of it and then cultivating of it. So I'm putting it out there just in case if you want to see some coded energy work and how the messages are coming through that show of what they're talking about. Remember, they put a lot of stuff in the shows and movies to show you certain things so that you can sit back and say, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that was happening. And then I was not happy with House of Dragons last night. I was ready to see some dragons go at it. I was ready to see the fight. I was ready to see things going down. And then when it winds up with the two queens talking, and then that was it, I'm like, wait, what? There's no fighting tonight? We gotta wait, what, almost a year and a half, almost 2 years for you to get the third one? What? Hell, by that time, Earth is gonna be on an entirely different field of light and upgrades and all kind of stuff. We might not, what, we're telepathically just gonna get that whole script like that. We don't want to even have to watch it on Max or HBO. I'm like, no fight scene? No what? And then they say, oh, this sets it up for the third one. No. You guys could have brought that out if you wanted to, but you're gonna have everybody waiting around for your third one. No. Wasn't too happy about it. Anyway. So work with that energy and sit with your new currency flow. Be in that. We only have two more days of this energy work, and we will be done with it. And I will be waiting to find out what other medicine we're going to be stepping into that's going to be needed as we move into the 9-month of releasing. So we're still working our energies in this, the cultivating of this. This is where your mindset should be. Things don't sit right and you're not feeling good about where your energy is, or shift that. You can shift out of that. You don't have to wait for something to come along to help you shift. You shift it. You say, you know what? I'm not feeling this. Snap yourself out of it. That's right. Snap out of it. That's what I call it in my book. Snap out of it. Take it that one step further and say, you know what? I'm not feeling this. Snap out of it. I've gotten to the point now to where if I'm around weird energy, I'm like, oh, no, I have it out. That's better. I just think about it. I'm like, oh, I'm not dealing with that. That's better. I'm walking through. It feels a little crazy here. Yeah, there we go. Snap that intention in. All right. So everyone be good to yourselves. I'm going to go take a medicine bath. The purging of the scar tissue is happening more intensely this week. Just be prepared to know that it's coming through and to release it. Through it. If you have to do a soak in a tub, do a soak. If you have to do gua sha, get yourself gua sha. If you have to do cupping, do cupping. If you have to do smudging, do smudging. If you have to do sweat, do a sweat. Do what you need to do to take care of you and to get the purging out. Get it out. Get it out. If it doesn't come out by your hands, it's going to come out by universal way. It might be heavy, heavy night sweats, like you swimming in water in your bed. Just saying. But yeah, check out some of those movies if you want to kind of look at something that has the meanings and different things. But one of the movies I definitely want you to pay attention to is The Sound of Thunder. That movie right there shows you the ripple effect of timelines. If something happens, someone brings something back that they shouldn't, it causes a ripple effect. Okay, and what they got to do to go back to try to fix that. And sometimes when you get readings and things, you have to know who you're getting a reading from. What's the intention behind the readings? I give everybody plenty of know-how. When you're getting a reading, this is what it's going to be. This is how I set it up. This is how I give you the information. I have a way that I do it for a certain reason. But I will not go in reading relationships. If you should stay in a relationship, or if you are going to stay at a certain job for a certain amount of time, you have to already be leaning into creating something else in order to get the full receiving of that. Okay, I don't do the relationship stuff, and I'll tell you why. Because 9 times out of 10, you do the reading for the person. You tell them that they're not supposed to be in it. The whole team has told them they're not supposed to be in a relationship, but yet and still they still ignore all the messages, because in their mind they keep waiting for the potential energy that the person's going to change, that the relationship's going to get better. No. If it was rocky at the beginning, it's going to continue being rocky. You just got to figure out what round you're going to step out on. Okay? So I treat relationship stuff as you are choosing to experience this for however long you're choosing it, and it's not over until you finally say it's over. And you mean it. When you finally say a relationship is over, you step out of it and you mean what you say. You don't go back thinking, oh, we're going to try it again. Of what, is this your like third or fourth time you're doing this? What was different in those other times? Just saying. Okay, be very aware. Right now, all of us are going to be going through our test. You're the key, initiation to get to the next level. Are you still falling for the banana in the tailpipe? Are you still falling for that? Are you still falling for the Kool-Aid? Where is your center? Where do you value yourself? Where are you saying yes to yourself? Where are you saying, enough is enough, I'm done? Where are you saying that? Okay, there you go. Where are you finally going to step in and say, I'm claiming myself, I'm taking my power back, and I'm stepping into this? Okay? So, just be very aware. United States has a lot of energy to move through, and it's karmic. It's all karmic. So those of us that are living here in the United States, we are cleaning up some heavy karmic timelines. And that means, where did we put our nose in other countries that it shouldn't have been? What was going on behind the scenes? Cleaning up lies and deceit. That's been going on. All right? So, with that being said, everyone keep your light strong. Remember who you are. This is Be So Light. We stay in our light, and we represent it well. All right, lovelies. Enjoy your day. Be good to yourselves. See you tomorrow. Bye.